shot anyway, and it was short for Awudu Abbas. Loud inside, almost from him.
Gives it to a driving Colton Iverson. And Colton Iverson muscles that basket home. Bowling Vesely to the basket. Udo gets loose from the perimeter. Slukas looking for options in transition. Beautiful pass. Comes up short on the finger roll. Bogdanović with Datome ahead of him. Udo's running hard as well. Datome puts it inside to Udo, wide open. And
they steal it again. Third steal for Fenerbahçe. Kalinic to left. Vanulis over Udo. Long pass to Udo. Deflected into his hands.
He is rejected by Udo, and here comes Kalinic the other way. Kalinic to Datome, lays it up. Classic Fenerbahçe.
Tries with high arcing J, short on the shot. Bobby Dixon gets his first two of the game in a fast break transition.
Antic did well on defense there. Firstly came across to help against Rivers and then got back to get the steal, and now Kalinic makes the most of it at the other end.
Dixon with the intercept. Dixon to Kalinic to Udo!
Strong double clutch, ball still loose. Dixon comes away with it. Fenerbahçe off and running. Dixon into the lane, takes it up strong and gets the layup to fall.
Sorry, Rivers, he gets his putback blocked by Vesely. Here comes Kalinic the other way to make a lay.
To be Gula across to the far side. Another one for Day. Not this time. Udo the rebound. Austin Day hit his first two. He's missed his last three now. Here's Dixon.
Dixon. Kalinic gets it back up to far.
Spots a gap, drives into it off the backboard. Wouldn't go for him, nor for James Gist. And Fenerbahçe get let off the hook rather with that one. Kalinic the long two, knocks it down.
It's against Dixon, trying to take advantage of his size, but no, it's a turnover. Bogdanović the other way, drops the first basket of the semi.
10 left on the shot clock. Melli the three. Won't go down again from the outside for Bamberg. Now here comes Fenerbahçe in full flow. Bogdanović, bang! Another good piece of defense for Fenerbahçe. That really is the difference at the moment between these two. Slukas, straight, Mitsov wouldn't go down. Tyus an offensive rebound, but he couldn't hang on to it. Dixon down court, back out. Kalinic for three, bang!
But Randolph is going to lose the ball as he's defended by Datome, and Slukas! Kostas Slukas with anticipated on defense from Dixon, who's surrounded by two players, gets it to Antic. And now the shot's going to come up from Datome, and Datome, having been defense from Fenerbahçe, forcing James into a tough shot at the end of the 24-second possession. Kalinic, nice, out to Nunnally, who's been hot today, and Nunnally...
That strikes the back of the rim. Extra pass to the corner to Datome, count it!
He'll be kick it, Dixon, he'll get it, he'll push it. Dixon from triple, he'll make that.
Him and Simpson skying for the ball, couldn't come down with it. Beautiful pass from Dixon to Udo. Acres of space, and so the three-pointer is launched and drained. Looking to run once more. Panini from the corner, rim shot, fighting for it was Simpson with Udo. It was Udo who came away. This
get a turnover, can they get it? They have numbers. Bobby Dixon from triple range, that's what you need. Nothing he can do about it. Another turnover, another three-pointer, another three-point basket. Again. Udo, give me that one. Wide open, Kalinic again, knocks it down.
That's a big block. And here come Fener. Pero Antic, really good shooting ability.
With the rebound, now the pendulum swings back towards Fenerbahçe, into Udo. Dragic trying to make himself big.
Through, and he wanted the foul, looks over at the official, and he gets nothing. Vesely, back out, Bobby Dixon left wide open, and he makes pan over onto his leg, and Bobby Dixon comes up with the ball. Pana still continue to struggle on the offensive end. And here goes Vesely looking to attack Nichols. Back out. Nunnally, the three.
It's off the mark. And the rebound falls to Dixon.
The rebound game is so important for Fenerbahçe. Cannot give Madrid extra shots. They're such an offensively potent team.
Mismatch, but Udo gets it out to Kalinic.
It last, Fenerbahçe ultimately secure control. Kostas Lukas looking for the transition opportunity. Takes it down the lane, keeps it himself, gets to Udo with another board. And Udo, 4 boards in the game now. Dixon for 3 once again. Oh my goodness! Happy, so Fenerbahçe inbound the ball, 8 seconds on the clock. Pushing hard is Kostas Lukas. Tries to put it upstairs. Oh, terrific.
Second or third place in the standings. That's a huge turnaround. And that just shows the competitive nature of this Euroleague. Turkish Airlines Euroleague 2016-17 and
Back by Bobby Dixon, coming from behind against Sanders. We've seen that now 2 or 3 times. Good hustle defense when a team. It'll be Jatomi from the corner for a.
He comes up short. Very difficult shot attempt, that one. Fading away off the one leg. Nunnally with another defensive board. Slukas, slight.
Obradović lays it off. Udo, now they. Udo comes up with the board. Bogdanovich brings it down. He'll use the screen. He'll turn the corner. Love the way how calm and collective he is.
And they can't, and Dixon just steadies the ship. The lead stretched to 7. Dixon, the 3. Can't. Slukas. Back to Udo. Hands it off to Slukas in the high post. He gets inside, links with Udo again. Mid-ranger, good.
didn't touch anything but backboard. Slukas comes back the other way. Oh, change of speed. Excellent, excellent.
The full rejection coming in on the blind side, just tipping it away from Matchvan. He must have thought it was a shoo-in as Dixon tries the three-pointer. Udo goes.
Again, they depend so much on one-on-one action, and if your one-on-one game is not working, then you have a problem. From deep, falls short, but Vesely.
He put his head down, Frank, and he moved the ball. That was a power shot by Papanikolaou. A three-pointer there.
By Fenerbahçe Istanbul are looking for the go-ahead, score on this trip down court. Antic gets his man in the air. That's an
assists last week, Rice, and you can see why. Just fantastic penetration. So Dixon comes the other way. His turn to try and get into the lane. Can't find the room at the moment. He finds Udo, who throws it. 2 rebounds. A revelation really for Barcelona. That's why he's been out there ahead of Dolman for so long. Slukas brings it out. 10 seconds on the clock now. Udo comes high. Slukas pulls up and buries yet another. Dixon, Tomi have come in to try and steady the ship for Fenerbahçe. Here is Slukas. Slukas pulls up. Oh, knocks it.
13 points still the difference though. Final 4 minutes of the half. Dixon for 3. There was a foul as he ball from downtown. Dixon wanted the ball. It goes instead to Antic. Finds its way back to Slukas. Fenerbahçe looking to extend the lead back close to double figures again. That's going to be a 2, and it gets of scintillating EuroLeague basketball to come. Fenerbahçe by 6 in the derby in Istanbul. Slukas, they start with the ball, and Dixon. The fans desperate for a miss or some kind of defensive stop at the start of the fourth. Udo calling for it inside, drifting to. That's really hurting Galatasaray now. Hung high!
Chased around the perimeter, taken away. As he tried the pass, it was only into the hands of Pero Antic. So waiting for reinforcements now is Kostas Lukas. We're inside the final minute of this third quarter. Bobby Dixon creates space for himself.
And again off the front of the rim.
It's 2 tough shots by Gentile here, especially that time he's matched up with Antic. He's so much quicker than Antic. He needs to try to take him to the basket.
Slukas does that, goes right to the basket. Closest it's been the entire night. I think that Fenerbahçe was up by 3 most of the way, except for the first couple baskets of the game. Slukas driving hard off.
For Fenerbahçe. Slukas turning away. Hangs it up. Oh my!
They didn't know the shot clock was winding down.
And that's the crowd helping to play their part, disrupting Real Madrid's concentration. As Fenerbahçe with Slukas. Nice pass to Kalinic, and he finds best.
On the shot, Slukas with the ball. He's off and running. Mamatoğlu now already at the baseline after running hard down court. Ball hasn't left the hands of Slukas. Mamatoğlu has it now. Short corner shot is drained.
For a long time, we see a lot of vacant seats there. You couldn't find a vacant seat early in that going into the halftime. Bobby Dixon reading it, getting
against 3-3 tie with now 3 minutes gone in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague game of the week.
You watch Udo cut down the middle here. He caused see all the trap. He just
Nunnally from deep, blocked by Epe Udo.
Yeah, he gets up quick right there to get the block. But like always so often happens, the defender of Udo, the defender that Udo's playing gets the rebound and scores.
Udo inside, met by
moment. And you know, Hines, once he gets that ball, he just explodes.
Obradović cross court to Kalinic, inside to Udo.
Looking to find that stroke. Yeah, Clyburn just not able to put the ball in the basket as of late. Got the switch they wanted. 7-point advantage for the home side. 40-33, 5:56 to go. Fenerbahçe, in this 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 15 seconds, have only scored 2 points. Good defense from the youngster. Nice drop. Lakers, 9 Falcons to rock. Bogdanovich matched up against KC Rivers. He gets the switch to Gis. They got the switch that they wanted on the inside. Bogdanovich from long. Bogdanovich. It's Fenerbahçe ball because of the arrow. Rivers trying to work on the inside, trying to be a little bit physical against Udo. Udo has the size in the lane. He'll drop it off, no question. Vesely.
It's being taken by the Olympiacos defense with 2:44 to play.
Nice ball control here by Fenerbahçe, taking their time, trying to get a good shot.
Bogdanovich against Printezis, crosses over, challenges him off the backboard and in for Bogdan.
They make it a 10-point game. Nunnally. He's going to try and answer back with the 3 off the mark.
Action. Fends off the shot blocker. There is Udo, and he gets the layup. Victoria by 7. Obradović. It's again at the top. It's in the lane. Kalinic.
Foul. That's a great call, Andy.
So it's a foul, but no points for Fenerbahçe. But they do get possession, obviously, and here's Dixon again. This time bouncing it to Udo. Nunnally.
The crowd are on their feet, willing their team forward. Dixon goes under to Udo, who lays up for 2. It's a 3-point game.
Offense and got denied. Now Fener can hold it for the final shot of the first. Slukas. A couple of seconds to get the shot away. What a pass that is. And the finish provided by...
We heard Coach Ataman say use the backdoor cut, and the cut to the bucket was an effective one there. Well picked out as Dixon.
A little bit of contact from Andich, but again, he initiated the contact, which gives you much more ball control when you're going to take your shot.
Dixon in the corner now, that she can hit that shot.
And 4-point difference in this one. Slukas lays it off. Udo had it underneath, but decided it wasn't comfortable.
It's an air ball from Strelnick. He hit his last one. That time Paravantic got a hand in his face. Dixon. Dixon again looking to use the screen of Vesely, who moves inside, receives it now, mid-range, puts the ball on the floor, spins again, up against Type.
The leading scorer for Žalgiris, continuing his outstanding play this season. So Žalgiris leading by 1. Bobby Dixon looking for options. Udo comes to set a screen. Antic from deep in three-point territory.
From the giant Italian, just showing the ability he's got. If he could stay injury-free, this team here would be a terrifying proposition for any EuroLeague side. Dixon finds Slukas. He makes a three-point shot.
The rim and the rebound collected by Vesely. But we're seeing tighter defense here in this second half from Maccabi. So they're forced to go.
A little too early to get into tactical fouling at this stage. We'll see what transpires with this possession. Dixon getting away from Ion. And he lays
Defense again by Fenerbahçe. Locked in by Bogdanovich. He'll turn the corner, lays it up. Nice
tip, controlled ultimately by Fenerbahçe. Jan Vesely had to come to the rescue. I mentioned it was a big lineup out on the floor. Nunnally handling the ball on the point. A bit of a point forward roll. Out to Dixon. Dixon launches from downtown. And good offense, though, by Galatasaray. Now, oh, that's a terrific tip. So Slukas, guarded by Goulet. Vesely sets the screen. Watch him roll to the bucket. It goes to Dixon, who's wide open.
Finally gets the ball into Bogdanovich. Probes the lane, drops it in to Epe Udo, and he has an easy layup.
Four-point difference in this one. Slukas lays it off. Udo had it underneath, but decided it wasn't comfortable.
By him. 61-60 lead for Fenerbahçe. They have possession and they're on a roll. Dixon all the way to Datome for 3 on the mark.
1 of 4 from the free throw line now to move to 7 points in the game, Simpson, along with the 10 rebounds that he's pulled down. So Dixon. Antic wide open. He's shooting from the logo.
Second quarter, Panathinaikos with 4 fouls. The Fenerbahçe is 1. Kalinic to Bogdanovich. Looking inside for Udo, finds him up.
Bobby Dixon. Udo looking to make his move inside. Dixon to Datome. Datome into Vesely now. Vesely up against Thompson. Backing into the paint, trying to find a way around.
Just 1. That's his first point of the game, Augusto Lima. Bogdanovich. Bobby Dixon came up to give him an option, but he kept the ball in his hand before picking up the dribble. Udo fakes at the free throw line, drives hard, goes to the left.
Dixon and the
2.11 meters. And I'm just waiting to see if we can get confirmation as to whether that foul has indeed been called upon Kalinic. If so, I think that's pretty harsh. He's trying to take advantage of the edge he has in mobility.
Obradović. Does the man take the lead again? Sticking with it here, the visitors. Vesely, Dixon to Nunnally for 3.
In the competition. It's Fenerbahçe who have the first chance to score with Bobby Dixon. High screen set by Vesely. Dixon goes around him. Vesely across to the far side. Open 3 for Nunnally. Not
able to pick up a foul, so things are very positive down low in that low post area for him. Bobby Dixon, knock. No, foul on Melly. D'Antoni comes off, matched up against Miller. Bobby Dixon controlling it. They'll get a switch outside. Nunnally advantage of any kind of mismatches that they're getting in this game. Again, wide open, underneath, same pass the most. And when it comes to rebounding, right now, for the season, they're South Africa, a much better rebounding team. Surprise, surprise. Bobby Dixon, haven't heard from him in a Udo again. He says, no way, Jose. You better come stronger and quicker than that. See how focused they get? They play the side of the ball that they're on.
What an impact Victor Claver is having. And he puts Barcelona back in front. Breaking that, or stemming that 7-0 run. Nunnally.
KC Rivers. Bobby Dixon. He forces up one, but he's out of bounds play. Playing tremendous basketball offensively and defensively. Our Panathinaikos, 39 points. Only giving up 26 points so far on the scoreboard. Udo.
It's perfect, simple basketball. You look for your big man on the early post up before the team defense sets up.
Bobby Dixon from deep. The Nikos, as they lead by 7 midway through the first quarter. Obradović, Udo, Kalinic. It'll be Udo from the elbow, and the rebound goes to Fenerbahçe.
Mike James has got to be careful, Frank, with his fouls. Let's not forget it. He's got already 2 personals.
He's up to 9 points. He and Chris Singleton, who also has 2 personal fouls, leading Panathinaikos in scoring. Lucas goes to Udo. Another one. Panathinaikos back in front. The lead changes keep going into the second half. He's 2 for 2 from downtown Rivers. Obradović in the corner to Dixon, trying to answer.
Obradović receiving the instruction as Datomi comes back in. Dixon, another one, same spot. Oh, and he's back!
You knew they were going to be back in this game sooner or later. Now's the time where they have to maintain their composure and keep moving forward, especially on the defensive end.
Dixon trying to answer and done.
Any player doing it at the moment for Panathinaikos. He's now got 14. Bear in mind, Chris Singleton scored 11 points in the first quarter, just 2 in the second. So Mike James, the only one doing it at the moment.
Loose ball, which led to the unsportsmanlike foul on James Nunnally. Reaching, hustling, diving for it. One of those intangibles don't show up in the box score, but his team will know how important those type of assets are as Bogdanović goes baseline.
And now Bogdanović holds it, and they've got plenty of time to work with here. Into the final 10 seconds of the shot clock. Bogdanović to the stripe, Duveriolu flips it up and puts it in.
Well, you had Udo in there. You have to come a little bit different on your penetrations. Dixon pulls up from triple range again. Was able to beat Kalinic to the hoop. Bogdanović controlling on the outside. Now he's looking to go to the bucket.
And Maccabi are on the board. Dixon swings it out to Udo. Back. It goes to Dixon. Vesely. They've got that axis working pretty well at the moment as Vesely. That'll get your momentum back. That's got the crowd back in it as well. As Slukas looks to bring it away. Gets it to Udo. Udo looks to drive the baseline. Bounces off Colton Iverson. Željko high on all on his own. And didn't he punish them? It's 16 points again. Dixon with Rudd in front of him. Nunnally, Vesely. Will he try the spin move there?
No. Dixon comes up with it. Good defensive help by Fenerbahçe. Antic swings it to Datomi. Inside to Udo. Backing down on Awudu Abbas. Finishes with one hand and saving 2 points there for Milan.
Something Dragic likes to do right there. He loves to get to the rebound. He knows he's got a little bit of height advantage against some of the smaller guards in his game.
There's a minute 22 to play in the first half. Udo spins towards the middle, challenged by Matchfam. Lucas, of course, has 4 fouls. Kalinic kicks to Udo, killing some time. Finally gets it to Lucas. He goes inside to Udo on a mismatch. Simone puts it down.
Ball for Fenerbahçe. Jan Vesely with his first touch in the low post. Going to try to exploit his size advantage over Sidley. Quick hands from the Czech from behind to nick the ball away. Bogdanović to Detoma. Detoma looking to spin towards the baseline. Himself, hand in his face, can't get it to go from downtown. So Fenerbahçe now with a chance to take the lead. Udo back out to the perimeter, it goes to Bogdanović.
Being rather profligate in that regard. 4 turnovers committed by Zalgiris to just 2 compared to Fenerbahçe. Turnaround shot.
2 field goals inside the opening 2.5 minutes for the American. Slukas on to Udo. Udo back out. Dixon, another 3. This time it's good. Slukas. This is Vesely into the game looking to attack. Back out. Bobby Dixon for 3. Big basket.
Well, right over the top of Pero Antic to open the scoring. The visitors lead by 2. So Epe Udo. Shot from the wing. My good. Couldn't get the basket to fall. Kino Kolom now, guarding Dixon. Down it goes to Antic, who's working in the block on Kaima Koglu. Attempted outlet pass taken away by Luigi Detoma. So Vesely, being guarded by Marko Banic. Fake 3, drive inside to Vesely, gets his defender. Against Meli Mamatoglu. So inside to Vesely once more. Banic, fadeaway jump shot in the lane, and it goes.
Breakdown for the Turkish team. So Bogdanović again, they look inside to Antic. As I said, trying to go against Dolman perhaps. Tomic, a lot of help as Bogdanović gets into the lane, kicks it. Pero Antic.
Terrific hustle on the inside by Kolom. And Unix Kazan have come out with terrific activity on the offensive boards, keeping their offenses alive and getting second bites at the cherry. Dixon from 3. Panin drives, trying to find Parahovsky. My goodness, jumping to pass. Difficult offload, and it's another turnover. So Unix Kazan yet to score, and we're beyond the 5-minute mark as Kostas Lukas for 3. Rim.
Answer why the game was sold out 5 days ago. I mean, this is a spectacular basketball. The fans are enjoying it.
So intense out there, the speed of the game. 5 minutes have flown by. Udo with the pass to Dixon. Kalinic for the 3. He's got it.
Slukas. Big 90 seconds at the end of the second. Vesely. This time got hit. Slukas picks up the pieces and puts it.
Advantage, and they have the ball. Dixon controlling out top over to Nunnally. D'Antoni. Medium post. Nunnally able to turn the corner. Udo.
Tyler Honeycutt. It's a big front line that FS have got out there now between Honeycutt, Kirk and Dunstan. Mamatoglu puts it inside to Antic. Mamatoglu launching from goodness, the ball barely getting above the basket. 5 points in his last outing. It was 2 of 5, 40% coming into the game from the free throw line. Make that 2 of 7 on the season now. Detoma. Panini guarding him. Detoma gets it back once again, getting some rhythm, going to the step back on the face-up. So the second half is underway. Mamatoglu down to Kalinic. Kalinic guarded by Rudd, who's trying to stand strong, but he's been moved backwards by the superior bulk of Kalinic. And he's a perfect 3 for 3 from two-point territory. So a very good start to the period for FS. Inside it goes to Kalinic once again. He's working on Honeycutt.
The fact that Fenerbahçe is last in the league in two-point percentage, they're first in the league in three-point percentage. So, of course, the coach wants to see some of those shots. Here, it's Antic trying one.
Just haven't found their shooting range so far here this evening. Here's Bobby Dixon. Singleton got in his way. He's able to find Antic. Now Vesely passes off the defense to Singleton. The outside shot.
1 points from Real Madrid in 5 minutes of this second quarter so far. So they're struggling offensively. Fenerbahçe doing a good job as Bogdanović.
Now the point goes wanting for FS at the charity stripe. Udo posting up down there to Tommy against Honeycutt. Squeeze the life out of this game. Mamatoglu with the hot hand, and how hot is he? Melli! Well, Honeycutt shoots the three out long off. Fenerbahçe race the other way. Udo one-on-one down low against Brown. Gets to Toma. Reaches over. Finishes the tough inside move. Luigi Datome.
Datome collects the defensive rebound. Slukas inside, a minute to go here. They're still fighting as Nunnally goes for three, and he's got it. He's got it.
Pascolo again called for that foul. His second, if I'm not mistaken. Takes a seat on the bench. Fenerbahçe enjoying a 7-11 advantage. Dixon, he's a shooter. Skips it to Slukas.
Tell you.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that for me, will you, Andy?
Yeah, I trust you.
You ought to.
100% on that one.
If you don't trust me by now.
Absolutely do. Here's Dixon. Looking to...
Oh, nice
and
play.
Another finds Vesely.
Was that a clock or was that a foul on Mike James? Mike James, Bobby Dixon, two guys that get a lot of playing time, just getting in now. First action for Mike James. Nunnally, he kicks it over. Bogdanović, too strong.
Rightly so. The penetration from Pyper. Also moves and gets the wide open shot. That's going to signal Nikola Kalinic to come into the game. His defensive presence. Bogdanović, too strong.
Going down for Galatasaray. Well, this one's in danger of getting away from them already. They really do have to compose themselves and regroup. Dixon to Vesely. Dixon again to the foul line, puts it up and
So Unix Kazan continuing to hang around. And they make it a one-possession game once more. Kostas Lukas into space just by the elbow. Inside it goes, and
No end product. Inside the last minute of this first period then. First quarter ticking down to under 40 seconds. Slukas.
9 points now for Bjelica. Oh yeah, nice.
Oh! All right there.
Fourth foul puts Zoran Sevic on the bench and Simon Antonov in to replace him. Bobby Dixon is just in charge out there now. Dixon with the ball running one hand.
On Fenerbahçe, as Reyes misses the second of his free throws. Here's Dixon for Fenerbahçe. He's got Mamatoglu, Bogdanović, Antic and Vesely in the game. Dixon to Vesely, gets it back. Nice pass to Vesely. Great.
Also a nice job there against Nunnally, not allowing to get the ball. Vesely gets it, picks up a foul by Melli.
that one. Bamberger back ahead from 8 down. To Toma to Dixon. Final 4 minutes of the third. Dixon onto the left hand, pulls up for the three.
So difficult to tell. It came off Olsen, came off Vesely probably as well. So Vesely sets the screen, rolls. Kalinic, guarded by Vezenkov, will take the three. Oh, and
pass by Evgeny Voronov. the 14-year pro in his 5th season of Euroleague. As Kostas Lukas slices to the hole. Adahovsky was late getting back down to Jan Vesely. Vesely now shaping up to set a screen from 3. Oh my!
Jamel McLean helping his team get within 5. It's 39-44 right now.
Bringing the fans back in the game also a little bit. They're finally waking up here in the start of the second half.
As you can hear, Slukas, Mamatoğlu, Kalinic. Got the Twin Towers out there, but Kalinic will take a three.
I really think that he's going to need some help from his teammates.
Now Udo to Nunnally. Into the corner for Kalinic. Back to Nunnally. Guarded by Ion. Nunnally pulls it back and sends up another.
A 7-point game, excuse me, with the 3-point play. Dixon with plenty of space.
So the measure of a good timeout now, can you come out and execute a good offense? Kalinic spins in the lane. Kalinic, he scored. Kuzmic, he has 10 points and 3 rebounds. Kalinic, you can see Kuzmic really daring Kalinic to shoot it. Nikola Kalinic can stroke it.
By the closeout of Demetrius Nichols. Shot clock down to the final seconds. Bogdanović up against Nichols, fades away, hand in his face, not
to Fenerbahçe.
I talk about this a lot, Frank, but right now it's even more important. The way this first half is going, these last 2 minutes of this half are so important to get in the locker room with a good rhythm and feeling good about your team. Because neither team has been that great today, but you got to feel good in these last 2 minutes.
Nunnally from the corner.
7-point advantage for the home side. 40-33, 5:56 to go. Fenerbahçe, in this 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 15 seconds, have only scored 2 points. Good defense from the youngster. Nice drop. Marma. They get the screen. They stick. Push it down away from the screen. Udo holds in the 3-second line. Strong.
The rebound's loose again, and another offensive rebound for the home team. Bogdanović driving hard, kicks to Dixon in the corner, on the mark this time. 3 chances.
For Real Madrid, maybe not as big as previous years, but still an important part of the rotation. There's Bogdanović, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. He's going to have to send it up, guarded by Reyes.
Galatasaray currently leading on the road against Rosa Bamberg as we have a deep.
And we are underway here in Istanbul. It's Fenerbahçe.
It's kind of disappointing when you look at the numbers from that rebounding point of view. They go inside.
The tip-off is won by Fenerbahçe. The lob inside for the reverse to Young.
Basket.
Points hard to come by so far for both of these teams. Kalinic backing down on Gentile. Gets inside, throws up a hook and puts.
So Chris Singleton with a quite fantastic start. 8 points in the first 5 and a bit minutes. De Toma looking to go to work on Gentile. He hangs in the air.
Latavius Williams. And then the 3-pointer. 1 of 6 from downtown for Cologne. And he extends it to a 4-point lead. But very much the wind in. Can't get the shot to fall. So Dixon, fresh from his career-high outing in round 26. Down into the block. Rudd guarding Kalinic. Kalinic backing down, turns shoulder to the baseline before kicking out to Udo. So the second half is underway. Mamatoğlu down to Kalinic. Kalinic guarded by Rudd, who's trying to stand strong, but he's been moved backwards by the superior bulk of Kalinic.
Work from Stefan Jovic. to pop back out. Team from 40 for the visitors. It's not a great percentage as Datome.
He had the roll to the basket, was wide open. An athletic finish with the alley-oop.
Couple assists already there by Vangelis Matsakis, full-time starter for this team. Bogdanović takes him into the post, gets him in the air.
His big shoes up and down the floor, and got the easy two. Look at the defense of Crvena Zvezda getting right up and getting in the footwork of the offensive players. Bobby Dixon, let's fly with our first.
Production from Melly. At the top, Gibson, he has it. Back to Dixon. Over, turning the corner.
Control of the rock. Turnover is the result. We remain tied at 2. So Ohayon guarding Dixon. Amatoglu gives it back to Dixon. Dixon into the lane. Too much body.
Gives Milan the lead. Season campaigner Kalnietis in his 10th Euroleague season.
Assist from Stefan Jovic. A little bounce pass to lead the big fella to the rack. And first blood to Red Star. Here's Bogdanović under a chorus of boos. Dixon will get in the lane.
Dixon comes down and gets the ball from the big man, brings it down and sets it. This group that started the game. Vasily.
To connecting on his first three-pointer. And remember, in round 7 against Fenerbahçe, as we take a look at some of the scores from around the league, Žalgiris ahead by 1.
And I say regulation because this is going to be a dogfight. Called it was going to be a dogfight. Number 4 against number 5 in the standings. Always a tough matchup. From deep, not underneath the bucket, because 9 out of 10 times you're going to give up an easy shot. That was a breakdown defensively there that time. Dixon
into the coffin of Fenerbahçe, but he can't find the range from three-point territory. 1 of 2 now from downtown Ched Osman as Bogdanović launches from beyond the three-point arc.
Dixon firing for 3, pops on the defensive end. Story of their season. Dixon into Judo, a big...
Easily. Andrea Bargnani, plagued by injuries.
The fans looking to raise the volume inside the Fenerbahçe Ilka Sports Arena. 13 minutes to play. 19 lead by 4, Judo. Up against Melli, turns to face the Italian, puts the ball on the floor and came down with snow on it. The hop was so high. Huge slice of good fortune. Vesely trying to fire back, misses.
Each moves to 6 points in the game. So just over 4.5 minutes to play. Datome steps out.
Dixon seeing a lot of the ball early here. Datome.
Still losing it by 4. Kalinic up over the top. Points up from miles downtown. He's used to Turkish basketball, having been signed from Beşiktaş. Here is Dixon.
Early, Bobby Dixon found himself on the rear of Tibor Pleiss. Galatasaray did a good job of recognizing the mismatch, and by the time Vesely had recovered.
Higgins.
Well, I love watching Ceska's bench. Every time Higgins gets that ball in his hand and starts to light it up, they all come off the floor. They know he's usually going to make that shot.
Obradović looking inside to Kalinic, gets it to Udo. Back to Kalinic.
Lucas in this game for Bobby Dixon. Give him a little bit of a rest. Lucas, we know, can take over the slack. There's no doubt about it. I think this is a moment for him to step up in his last minute and a half in the third quarter.
And somebody has to manage this last minute and a half better for...
Well, I would say that Agravanis also is a lot more mobile big man. He's strong enough to play the defense on the 5 position.
A lot. 9 out of 10 times. Only a 27% shooter from distance.
Lucas into the final minute of this first quarter. 2-point lead for Fenerbahçe. Goes to Vesely. They're trying to isolate Callan.
Number 1 shot blocker. 4-point contest. Not able to call this
start to the season. Slukas. Bamberg by 4 again. Bogdanović behind the back. Shimmying with the left hand. Gets...
James Nunley brings the ball to the court. Fenerbahçe behind by 12. 31 plays 19. He pulls up for the jump shot off the screen.
Today he was 6 of 7 in round 19 to equal his career high of 21 points. Slukas with the...
Say keep shooting until you make it. That's the only way you're going to make it is if you shoot it.
Shot with Dixon off the floor. Lucas with the ball for Fenerbahçe. James Nunley working with Udo. Still keeps the dribble on the wing. Goes into the corner to Datome. Saves it out to Nunley. Gets it loose inside, but misses.
How much he was struggling, but he's come alive in the second half. Bogdanović, can he knock it? That falls short.
End of the first quarter. Almost half of the points, or half in the case of Green for his team. Lucas will get the second quarter started for Fenerbahçe. Bogdanović driving in. Goes hot.
Panic and found Lojeski in the corner. Great pass.
What a ball game so far. Several ties already. Lucas going against his old teammates. Datome from deep.
Is in. Now you can see the 5 on the floor for Fener. They have the ball with Slukas, now Bogdanović. Vesely stands in the high post, able to pass it off to Slukas, who's looking for Nunley. Goes the other way instead. Vesely rolling inside, hung high to Vesely.
Connecting to move to 4 points in the game. Barcelona are leading by 5. So we're very much in money time now. Less than 4 minutes to play. It's a 5-point margin of advantage. Udo.
He's saying same calls down on the other side. Bogdanović kicks over there. Tome. It's a long triple.
But it falls to Pero Antic.
Dragic, surprisingly, not the best 3-point shooter, but he's already looked at 2 early. He's got a good up and looks.
He's a streaky 3-point shooter, so if he can get it going, that would be to Milan's credit. They go inside to Vesely, backing down on Matchfan. In the corner to Kalinic for 3. That's off the back.
2 great plays from both sides. And they've set the bar high for this one.
First play.
That's a good setup right there for Giorgos Pintas, who's shooting 41% from the 3 for this season, a high percentage shooter from a power forward position.
Bobby Dixon with the ball on the first Fenerbahçe attack, gets it to Bogdanović, loops inside to Vesely. Antic back to Vesely, gets in close, puts up the hook.
It is brought away by Slukas. Slukas takes it back off Anatoglu. And the drive by...
Point run for Olympiacos.
A very solid player there with Eric Green. Only a second start of the season there for him, Frank.
And of course he's starting in place of Vasilis Panoulis, who's not with Olympiacos tonight due to an injury. Steal by Kostas Papanikolaou. He shots for him and a 0-7 lead for Olympiacos.
But he's so patient. I mean, you just see him just coming off that screen, just really low, squaring up his shoulders and knocking it down.
Bogdanović on the reach
there. Still only giving up 5 points in this quarter. Low, doing the job of chasing. D'Antoni comes off. A very young squad. So this is one of those learning years for them. Zizis is the veteran, but Zizis is going to be around for a few more. Good job, good look.
So the second quarter underway. It's Bear Ulu handling the rock, guarded by Ertel. Before slicing his way to the hole to move to 23 points in the game with that left-handed layup. Terrific finish. Datome all alone. Back.
Yudo on 3, Datome on 3 for Fenerbahçe Istanbul.
Of the game. Fenerbahçe, they really haven't been at the races as Nunnally tries to reduce the deficit. Manu shooting 71% for the season coming into this game. So first points of the period go to the home team. Ulu drives, Antic will launch from the corner.
Which is his second. So the first change from Obradović is Meli Mamatoğlu coming in for Bogdanović. Here's his pass to Vesely, who's left open.
As you can see.
So Juan Carlos Navarro missing his first shot from downtown. Lucas setting things up in the half court. Screen from Vesely, hangs in the air, fires it up.
Bobby Dixon brings it down, setting the pace for his team. Bogdanović will use the screen over to Vesely. He kicks it over. They'll go from deep. And then KA. 14-7, double the score on the visitors' half. Bogdanović lays it over to Yudo. He'll set the screen. He'll pull up. Yudo really not liking trying to shoot from 4-point difference in the contest. Could have got a push off there. Nunnally drops it.
To go ahead by 4. Vesely. Alexander allows him to drift into the lane. Bobby Dixon beats Ohayon on the dribble. Simpson along with 9 rebounds. You see the paltry average on the scoring end for Joe Alexander. You mentioned the injury woes that he suffered. Just 13 games this season at 7 minutes per game. And already Joe Alexander approaching 14 minutes as Vesely hangs in the air. Simpson. Vesely to open his account. FS currently 2 of 3 from beyond the 3-point arc. Mamatoğlu hounded by Granger. Kalinic calling for a screen. Vesely comes to steady. Now he's got off man on him. They should look to exploit that mismatch. But instead, Mamatoğlu takes 4 of 4 shooting from 2-point territory. Fenerbahçe leading by 1. Their fans creating a terrific atmosphere here at the Fenerbahçe Ulka Sports Arena as Slukas for 3. So 10 minutes to play here at the Fenerbahçe Ulka Sports Arena. Fenerbahçe 10-4 at home, but they have stuttered in recent times. They've lost their last 2 home games. Mamatoğlu, 2 acrobatic drives he's scored on now, Leo Westerman. He moves to 10 points in the game. So Fenerbahçe 32, Zalgiris Kaunas 29. Kalinic down in the block, begins to back down his man. And that, Udo from 3. Wouldn't expect a call, traveling to be called, but keen-eyed officials saw that play every step of the way. There were too many steps and a turnover as a result. Minali dumps it down inside. Udo fakes, takes the contact, blows the layup.
Lineup there with Vesely and Udo on the floor, I assume, for the last 3 minutes of this first half.
And Datome as well, with Bobby Dixon and Kostas Slukas in the backcourt. And here's Dixon giving it to Datome. Datome sends it out for Slukas to send up a 3-point.
First points of the game. And Galatasaray increased their advantage to a double-digit margin. Both teams enjoyed their victories in this double week as
Tours ongoing games in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague tonight. As Antic fakes the baseline jumper, gets to the rim and puts.
Wanted someone to step out. I think he wanted Udo to step out a little bit and give him some help on Sergio Llull.
Llull gets Madrid within 5. Fenerbahçe, Dixon stopping and getting it back from Vesely. Vesely flying hot. Indeed, one foul on Bogdanović. Vesely to Dixon. Dixon stops and pops. He hit one.
In the rebound to go to Kostas Sloukas. So Fenerbahçe slowing the tempo here. Wait for Bogdanović to clear. Sloukas is fouled.
to just 5. So a minute and a half to go in this third quarter. It's all square at 15 points apiece in quarter number 3. Driving, going up strong.
He brings it across half court and hands it to Bobby Dixon. Bogdanović guarded by Lejeski. 10 on the shot clock. Makes it to the rim and finish.
Game gives Barcelona a score on their first trip down the floor. They lead by 3. Bogdanović fakes the jab step, drives, goes to the float. Aro lays claim to previously uncharted territory in the Euroleague. He becomes the first man in history to score 4,000 points in his Euroleague career. And it stems a 10-0 run from Fenerbahçe.
Udo for Barcelona. Hano remains on the floor alongside Ribas, Claver, Dorsey and Vezenkov. First possession, Kalinic will curl and finish over.
Brock Moten, second season in Euroleague, experienced player. Surprised to be committing.
Kind of player that can take over at some stage, perhaps in the second half. 6-second differential, so Fenerbahçe holding it as long as possible. To Toma, will he get the final shot for them in the half? He will. Well contested.
Victoria, 63% on the season from the free throw line. Perfect tonight, 4 from 4. Sloukas drives. Tries to dump down to Udo, one-on-one against Vogtman. Last time he dunked on him, this time the jump.
Right, captain, because he's a cool head and a short-handed point guard. Broke the double team over the halfway line and found the open man, Blake Shield, the beneficiary. Terrific.
Good defense by Dixon, has put his body on the line. Kalinic slides a bounce pass inside to Udo. And Ekman
tonight. This is that, both teams in the 30s, percentage-wise. Most effective when they get to the basket. Sloukas finds Kalinic. He drives. And that's more like it. That's the... After dominates in the first period. Defense just falling behind a little bit now. 5-point lead. Mumatoglu looking again for 3 this time. And he says, eat that!
Miller now has 10 points. Dixon across the midway point of the third quarter. Antic thought about the 3, gets the defense up in the air, bundles his way inside.
Rode their luck a little bit. But that's the response that Maccabi were looking for. Here's Kalinic looking for a response. Well, it was Fenerbahçe started this half with a couple of big 3-pointers. Maccabi certainly responding. Now, what can Antic do here?
2-point difference in the game. 6 minutes to go in the first half. It's the best of 5 series. Sloukas.
When he goes to the basket, it's difficult to be stopped.
45 seconds left. Sloukas gets a screen from Udo. Goes in the corner to Kalinic. Kalinic knocks it down.
Series so far. And that is just their second turnover of this game 3. Big! Bamberg by 3. A gap in the defence. Vesely, open shot, too long. Slukas. Screen set by Vesely. Now to Tomer on the perimeter, steps inside for the long 2.
Full team comes. Dolman had lost it before that, as more substitutions will come in on either team. Slukas off the screen, kicks it out. Bogdanović was feeling it early. This time hangs in the lane, off the glass, gets the rock.
Fenerbahçe break the press and get the ball over half comfortably enough. Slukas. Big screen set by Udo. Picks up his dribble. And fired from downtown end.
Really good finish from Sinangula. Galatasaray back up by 5. Oh, there's a gap in the defence as the rebound. And now they have another opportunity for that double-digit lead. Dixon across to Nunnally, back to De Tomer, another 3, yes!
Banic hustling back. Across to Slukas, sees a lane, kicks it back to the Tommy for 3. Front rim on the shot, and 2 hands from Latavius Williams. Across to Slukas, skip past to Dixon, fires from 3. Wow!
Puts Milan back in front 5-4.
We had a beautiful angle of that shot from where we're sitting right now. That was just a beautiful looking shot by Matchman.
Slukas cross court to Antic. He's missed 1 3. He doesn't miss
into the action for Fenerbahçe to replace Vesely, and Rudy Fernandez in for Jonas Machulis. Is Slukas. Slukas for the alley-oop.
You see the soft touch there, Andy. I'll remind you that he's the tallest player on Real Madrid with 2 meters 11. I mean, he's a big man, but he's got incredible soft touch.
Now Bobby Dixon.
Kalinic with the inbound. Here's Slukas. Antic against Simonovic. The jump shot of this final quarter go the way of the visitors. Dixon to reply. Thank you very much.
Now that shot hasn't been color corrected. His face really did turn that shade of fuchsia. Dixon looking for 3. Count it.
I thought he got it off a little bit too quick.
A little bit of nervousness between these 2 great teams. Slukas drive, gets it. They both kicked it around, looks like. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Bogdanović. Cross court to Antic. He'll dial up that 3-pointer.
Bobby Dixon. Bartan, can he knock it down? Nunnally. Looking to penetrate to the bucket. Lays it off. Dink Tomey. Well, right now, Bamberg's looking to see if they can cut this down, but not.
He had to get way off the ground, but he didn't come down with it and tossed it to Landsberg. Sylvan Landsberg hitting from downtown. Wide open. And Maccabi Fox Tel Aviv back to within 3. Yogev Ohayon moved to 10 points in the game, along with 4 assists as well. So Nunnally to Mamatoğlu. He's been a real setter of tone and intent in this game for FS Doğuş Balbay. He's got himself into the mix immediately. Mamatoğlu kicks out. Kalinic from beyond the
kind of 3-point shot he loves. That was exactly his position.
His feet are set. He's squared up to the basket. He's not coming off the dribble. That's what he likes.
Come out blazing. 2 of 2 from downtown to give Barcelona a 6-point lead. 3 minutes gone. Fenerbahçe have yet to score.
James Nunnally bringing the ball up. Drops it off to Bobby Dixon. There's that high screen and roll again. Vesely drives, rolls down, and this time, instead of finding Vesely, he gets Kalinic for the 3. That rims out short. And back the other way with Tyler Honeycutt.
for it now.
A huge possession right here, I think, for Fenerbahçe. It's a huge possession to get what they want. They got to get the shot that they want. Either get to the line or get to the basket. Don't force up a three too quickly.
Well,
there it is.
There's Udo!
It's Udo. And now Nunnally on the fast break for Fenerbahçe. He's going to pull it back in.
Now this is going to be about small things like this, just getting scrappy, getting on the floor, getting the extra effort to get a loose ball.
Slukas to Dixon, into Udo, and Udo.
Flopped to the canvas as though was hit by Anthony Joshua. The hardwood, I should say. Slukas driving, offloading to the corner. Fakes the three, offloads, hammered home. 5 for 5 from 2-point territory and 4 offensive rebounds. Hammered home by... So Jan Vesely, working on Costa Kaimakoglu, takes it inside, turnaround Jay.
The man from LA. 8 points the lead for Maccabi. Slukas, as Fenerbahçe look to finish this half strongly.
As we see into the game comes Kostas Slukas, change-up point guard for Fenerbahçe. And he bounces it into Jan Vesely. Vesely can't get it to drop.
Himself, hand in his face, can't get it to go from downtown. So Fenerbahçe now with a chance to take the lead. Udo, back out to the perimeter, it goes to Bogdanović.
Being rather profligate in that regard. 4 turnovers committed by Zalgiris to just 2 compared to Fenerbahçe. Turnaround shot.
2 field goals inside the opening 2.5 minutes for the American. Slukas on to Udo. Udo back out. Dixon, another 3. This time it's good. Slukas. This is Vesely into the game, looking to attack. Back out. Bobby Dixon for 3. Big basket.
Well, right over the top of Pero Antic to open the scoring. The visitors lead by 2. So Epe Udo. Shot from the wing. My good. Couldn't get the basket to fall. Kino Kolom now, guarding Dixon. Down it goes to Antic, who's working in the block on Kaimakoglu. Attempted outlet pass taken away by Luigi Datome. So Vesely, being guarded by Marko Banic. Fake 3, drive inside to Vesely, gets his defender. Against Meli Mamatoglu. So inside to Vesely once more. Banic, fadeaway jump shot in the lane, and it goes. And Evgeny Voronov engaged in miscommunication. You see the turnover count, not great for either team, but there've been a flurry of them for Units Kazan. And unforced errors as well. That'll be the galling thing for coach Evgeny Pashutin as Epe Udo works.
Anger misses, and both teams shooting struggles early on in this game. Datome tries a strong drive to...
Back to Slukas. Vesely back on court. Slukas pumps it over to Udo. Udo's looking for Vesely in the paint. And that's a big, big lead they've got now with 7 minutes remaining. Udo. Space here for Nunnally.
Oh, points now for Jenkins.
Singleton, but he was crowded out at the rim. Udo, not for the first time, having a hand in the shot. Datome gets it away. The game,
nice
the
move.
First points of the quarter for Panathinaikos.
Yeah, nice move there by Casey, using his body to create the distance.
Udo nearly has it tipped away by Barousis, but finds...
He clears the board for Fenerbahçe. Datome gets in the lane!
For his second steal of the game, he moves to 4 points in the game. Barcelona leading by 3. Fenerbahçe continuing to cough up the basketball. That will not please Coach Obradović.
They're ahead by 9.
I told you they had to have their antennas up when J.C. Carroll steps into the game. He's only coming into the game.
Vesely
Like a magnet going to the rim after it leaves his hand. Moves on to 14 personal. Udo down low, one-on-one against Dunstan. Gets the Tommy back door. He throws it down.
They're down by 9 with 90 seconds of the third to play. Again, they need defensive stops. They're not going to get it this time. For Bamberg. Slukas in the game for the time being in place of Bobby Dixon. Moves it on, gets it back from Udo. Nunnally now trying to get away. Onto Udo, just about able to grab that. Just a 4-point game again. Udo to Dixon. Dixon to De Toma. De Toma trying to answer back with a three.
Just opening up, really. Periglu goes all the way to the basket. You can see the way it's been all beyond the three-point line for the Turkish team so far. Here is Dixon, and now Bogdanović, another three. This one is good.
Slukas. Such a difficult environment for the Fenerbahçe offense to be able to deal with.
Long range 2. Fenerbahçe. Well, that's
from Obradović. Use your heads. Nunnally. Udo back to Nunnally. Dixon. Dixon will go from downtown. Slukas swings it out to Dixon. Dixon to Udo. Vesely gets it back to Slukas. Slukas back to Dixon. Oh, just move it around. Dixon with the jumper. Oh yeah. Weems. 7.5 minutes to go. Maccabi leading by 12. Udo gets it out to Dixon.
5 games of the season, and then from round 6, 7, 8, he's been averaging 8.3 points per game and shooting 55% from downtown. Lob inside to Vesely from
his 4th EuroLeague season. And Crvena Zvezda lead by 3. Neither team has led by more than 4 so far in this one. Pass inside.
With his first three-pointer of the game under the added pressure of an elapsing shot clock, ties the game at 67 points apiece. Vesely back to Nunnally. Ohayom guarding him. Mamatoglu, count it. 4.
To try to prevent that ball getting in.
Gustavo Ayon, 70% scoring percentage from 2-point range. Just bumps that up a fraction with his first conversion of the day. Kalinic.
And dropping in. Dixon. Vesely. Datome. Here's Dixon again. Early days inside the first minute still, but Bobby Dixon looks like he's come to play today, and he's going for 3 here.
His shot, too. He loves catching that ball with both feet set. He's not the guy that often that comes off the pick to shoot, but he will get it. When he's got his feet set, he's one dangerous shooter from outside.
As Fenerbahçe discovered to their cost in...
And was able to knock it away from Veramiko. Thought he had an easy one. And nice screen there by Tyus. Nice read by Nikolic as well on the pass. Vesely working inside. Bobby Dixon will use the screen. Lays it up high with the three-pointer. Fans starting to get a little restless out there. Trying to D up. They got the lob again. There you go.
Me off the mark. And Fener will live with that shot. Nick Galates struggling from the outside throughout the course of the season. Slukas, here's Bogdanović. Quick turn, and the Turkish fans getting behind their team right from the opening inbound in this second half. Detoma, takes on the quick three as he did. A big basket for Panathinaikos, and now we've got a series of lead changes here. Here's James Nunnally into the game for the first time. Bogdanović across to the far side, high catch. Nunnally had to adjust it ever so well to
Panathinaikos and Fenerbahçe underway. Tip controlled by Fenerbahçe. Slukas. Ball moves around the wing to Kalinic. Bogdanović, the star of game one, goes all the way to the rim and scores.
Yevgeny Voronov to cheekily steal that rebound and get the offensive stick back to fall, and that will send coach Željko Obradović crazy. You don't expect to have to tell elite players such as this to look after the basketballers. And when you've got an athlete like Latavius Williams who has running room, you just toss it up anywhere in the region of the height of the square, and you're going to back that man to receive it and hammer it home. Luigi Detoma goes to the turnaround.
Able to travel unimpeded to the basket.
But did you see it when he received the ball? He was immediately looking at the basket, and the avenue to penetrate to the basket was successful in the first possession.
Real Madrid gets points on the board straight away. Fenerbahçe now looking to respond with Nunnally. Nunnally out to Bobby Dixon, inside to Udo, where he likes to get the shots away.
21 points scored in 5 minutes. That's a high-tempo basketball here.
Even though a few shots have been missed as well, could have been higher. It's just such a aggressive offense from both these teams. As Udo showed that a couple of times he's been forced into those frantic shots. And Fenerbahçe good on defense there. Vesely to Bobby Dixon. And now Nunnally to Vesely on the alley. Memories of this early part of the season. We head towards Christmas in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague regular season. The second half. First possession is Fenerbahçe's after they nearly turned it over to Doncic. And now Vesely sends it out to Kalinic. Kalinic for three. Good. He's got one of the best shooting conversion rates in the league this season, Luka Doncic, but not on that occasion.
And he's very composed for 17 years old, I'll tell you that. You saw him just taking his time with that shot.
Now Doncic on defense, up against Bobby Dixon. It comes to Nunnally.
Fenerbahçe's favored due to two players out for CSKA.
Here's this little matchup zone. Here's this little matchup zone they're running.
Nunnally to Udo.
You see him continue to switch. They're switching everything right now.
It'll be Bogdanović from deep.
It's the big lineup for Fenerbahçe. Kalinic at the three, Udo and Vesely on the inside. Here is Bogdanović to Vesely. Back to Bogdanović. Oh, Bogdanović with the room, finds Kalinic, made the last one. Can't hit this, but Vesely
drives the lane and gets the right-handed layup to fall once again. Malaknis moves to double digits in the game now. 10 points for him. His team are trailing by 12. 2-3.
That halves the deficit down to 3. Nunnally to Detoma, another one for him, yes! Coach Obradović just a little less animated at the moment. Here's Detoma, there's Nunnally, falling backwards.
So Maccabi. Ball level. Here is Slukas. Nunnally is in the game, but that was a beauty from Luis.
Slukas, Nunnally shapes for 3, then comes inside, drives the channel. Full court press going from Milan, but the one ball over the top. Slukas relieves the pressure. Still nothing to choose between these two as we ticked it the midpoint.
Not the case. You don't see Olympiacos getting open three-pointers as they did as they took over this game in the first half. Matter of fact, they were just 5 for 16 from downtown. Here's one
side. Still, Maccabi Fox Tel Aviv would love to get this deficit below double digits. Tomi to Mamatoglu. His first 2-pointer going with the 3 that he hit after the pump fake pass. So Datome. So 3 trips down the floor, and we have yet to see a score in this opening minute of the second half. Kostas Lukas being guarded by Colom. Nanali fakes the 3.
Picked up by Bobby Dixon, who reacted quickest. That's to Slukas. Datome. Back to Slukas. Back to Datome, who will go for 3.
He's replaced Bobby Dixon. Kalinic high. Slukas off the screen from Udo. Slukas kicks it out. Now space the floor here, Bogdanović. Keeps losing it, but Antic with a great fake. His pass intercept.
2.11 meters. And I'm just waiting to see if we can get confirmation as to whether that foul has indeed been called upon Kalinic. If so, I think that's pretty harsh. He's trying to take advantage of the edge he has in mobility. And that 3-point attempt from Vadim Panin. So Datome takes over from Kostas Lukas on the handling responsibilities before giving it back. Epeudo sets a big screen, rolls to the bucket, looking to work from the short corner now against Artem Parahovsky. Shoots over him.
What a shot by Jaka Blažić. And straight away back focused on his defense. You can tell Coach Alonso said, I don't care how you score, but defend like your lives depend on it. Antic steps through.
As Lekavičius picks up Dixon. Dixon finds Datome. Dixon once again puts it into the hands of Bogdanović. Now that's terrific.
Did you leave him that open? The coach of Fenerbahçe going crazy on the sideline. The Sonny Weems says, give me space like that, I'll take it all night long. Here's Datome. So back come Fenerbahçe. Slukas dueling here with Weems. Datome, who's nailed that 3-pointer, gets it back out to Dixon. Dixon jumps it over to Datome, who will go for another big one again.
Just the second field goal for Nicolo Melli, having hit one of his first 5 attempts. Slukas to Bogdanović. Fenerbahçe now by 6 points. Slukas to the far side. They look towards the corner. Udo picking up the piece. Would have been from his new fans. 10th Euroleague campaign, his first with Gala, his first 8 came with Fenerbahçe. Here's Dixon, 5 points still the gap. Slukas to Dixon, thought about the 3, thinks again, takes it on this time, off the mark.
Still hanging around, 6-point deficits, 80-74 in favor of Fener. Mamatoglu. Surely it's too deep for him from there. And right, he moves it on to Slukas. Vesely looks to post up. Slukas got Udo at the elbow. 3 on the shot clock, and Slukas! Kostas Slukas.
Let's hope we have another 18 minutes of this. Datome. Udo. Just back off him. Datome. Across to the far side. They won't want to back off him.
So it's an early 4-point lead. 2.5 minutes gone here in Istanbul as Datome comes off the screen and
final moments of the second quarter. Fenerbahçe coming up the court, trying to eat into this 16-point deficit. Nunnally finds Datome behind the 3-point line. He's guarded by Hanger. Kalinic against Tilly. Drives strong. And he...
9-3. Datome.
As Bogdanović gets set to inbound to start the third quarter. Slukas on to Bogdanović again, looking to attack straight away and gets it to go.
Some excellent offense Bogdanović off the screen. Flips it. Antic, another one. Buries it. Third.
Four-point difference in this one. Slokas lays it off. Udo had it underneath, but decided it wasn't comfortable. Coach Javi passed well. Cool, calm, collective with his group. Slokas out front, controlling it, penetrating. Kalinic deep in the corner. Remember, he's dropped those from there.
They have a 6-2 lead. Fenerbahçe just with a layup by Bogdanović so far. Slukas out top. Goes to Vesely for a long two-pointer, and he knocked.
Dixon. Udo. Nice work.
It's a 19 edge here in the third quarter for Olympiacos. Defense and offense have made it work. Bogdanović to Vesely in clock
a little bit more, and might be a bad thing to do right now. Bogdanović. User screen by Udo. Lays it off to Vesely.
Inch of opening.
Bogdanović leading scorer in this ballgame so far with 12 points. Goes inside to Udo.
For Crvena Zvezda early on. Slukas spins. Slukas, will it count? Dixon will walk it across the midcourt stripe. Dixon finds space. Good movement by Bobby Dixon.
Checking into the game, Ahmet Duverioglu for Fenerbahçe. Bogdanović pulling up.
There was a bit of contact there. Bogdanović rises for his three. That's too strong.
Good scouting tips from Joe Laukas.
That's what I'm here for.
Here's Bobby Dixon sending up.
A great spot-up shooter. He waits patiently for his position. And Real Madrid is so good at swinging the ball, at moving the ball, that he finds his shots.
Nunnally to Udo. Udo. Just about.
It was an experience to take such a tough shot.
I believe it's his first triple of the night, Rudy Fernandez, as his team goes 3 ahead.
Gets us underway. That might just be the difference. The strength in depth for Fenerbahçe. Oh.
Coach Pascual not happy at all. Slukas. Bogdanović. Whoever's coming into the game for Fenerbahçe at the moment is doing the business. Kicked out, Nunnally. This time he'll try and attack inside.
It was very close.
You can see why the fans and Jan Vesely as well appealing for that not to count, but it did. And now Slukas kicks it out to Kalinic, driving inside, gets the foul from Anthony.
First possession, failed to score. We're hoping that doesn't set a bad precedence for the rest of this quarter as Dixon puts two.
Game losing streak, he wasn't at his best, and right now he's getting there.
He's certainly been at his best, 15 points a game for the last 6 or 7. Bogdanović out top after the 2 misses by Korbanov. Inside direct.
Luka Doncic back into the game. Doncic yet to score so far today. Here's Slukas. His team trailing by 4 after those free throws. Dixon. He's hit the triple.
Dribbler sometimes when he gets up on the corner. You want to make him penetrate, maybe turn that ball over and take a bad shot.
Ball inbounded for Fenerbahçe. Dixon out top. Gets inside. Somehow gets the pass to Datome. Gets it back in the corner for 3.
It's because of the one-on-one type ball that they play. So they always have a defender in their face contesting them when they have to shoot the ball. Dixon able to get around it. Now he's able to penetrate, kicks it over. Antone, Dixon wide open for the triple. Not able to.
Udo checking into the game. A very physical player, as we said before, the leading shot blocker in Euroleague and #4 rebounder.
Doesn't come off the bench too often, but got a big round of applause as Datome from the corner.
This is not about hitting the shots, but the extra bonus is the aggressive defense.
And then we saw Željko Obradović getting into the game as well, as he's known to do. Kalinic will try from
Udo, as well as a steal. That's not to mention the intimidating, shot-altering presence he has on the defensive end, though he's yet to catch a block in this particular game. Antic for three. Court pass from Nikola Kalinic just a few moments ago. Dixon working the dribble. Gets into shooting position, takes the contact. So only one man has scored for each of the teams as Nunnally tried to sneak beneath the basket. Bogdanović has it now. Lucas into the lane, kicks it out to Bogdanović, down to Nunnally in the corner. 3-point.
Dixon controlling it. Nice penetration.
Was penetrating to the basket. Good call by the referee right there. Not toward the basket.
So Fenerbahçe will try it again with this 9-4 lead. There's Dixon pumping from deep.
Oh! He's going to switch off and go to Lucas.
Third team foul in this quarter for Real Madrid as Bogdanović inbounds to Slukas. Finds Kalinic wide open for three. He won't miss it. In the first half, had piled up 9 with about 12 minutes into the game. Didn't have any more as they came back, but now they've got another 4 to start the second half.
Credit Fenerbahçe's defense. Even though on that play, it wasn't much to do with Fenerbahçe's defense, but it has been usually their defense.
Lucas open on the baseline, knocks it. Nice reverse layup by Othello Hunter. Gets his first points in 10 minutes. He's had a few rebounds, but as we said about the lack of inside scoring by Madrid, that has to help. When one of your big men gets by Udo, it's going to be the from deep.
Dixon spins away. There's Bogdanović.
With a man in his face.
Foul off the ball there by Semen Antonov. Gives Fenerbahçe another chance. Bogdanović working with Udo, gets loose inside, tries to go to Dixon.
So he should be able to go for a long stretch in this fourth period. As Barcelona getting limited with more and more injuries building up each game. So fourth quarter underway, first possession for Fenerbahçe. Bogdanović goes to Kalinic as man falls to the floor, and Udo
From that end of the floor. Nice job there by...
Disappointed. His third foul as well. Bobby Dixon. Dixon around Singleton and able to...
So it's a 5-point game. Kostas Lukas checking in, as is Bogdanović. Oh, the...
He keeps Milan within 4 midway through the second quarter in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague Game of the Week. Dixon left alone for the first time, and he...
In recent times for Tyler Honeycutt. 9 for 9 over the last 2 games, 0 for 6 before that over the course of 2 games, 1 for 2 in this game so far as Bogdanović.
Well, some of those can be expected, but when they look like clear scoring opportunities, which that might have been, it hurts even more. Udo gets...
Kazan. Fenerbahçe now looking to extend their lead. Dixon guarded by Langford. Langford bumped into a screen set by Vesely. Acrobatic move.
Pablo Lasso, if big men are looking for each other, that's good news.
The awareness of Ion there, very good to see. Ray Essen under the basket, and Nunnally, he started the game hot.
Perfect from the field so far, 1 of 1 from 2-point territory, 1 of 1 from downtown. And the lofty shooting percentages from both ranges continue. Slukas loses footing, fighting.
4-point ball game.
Yeah, mental lapse right there by Vesely. Having the box out right there. Doesn't get the box out. Augustin does a great job of picking up that ball, just cleaning up off the boards and putting up quick.
Datome goes baseline.
Basketball. Give Mitrovic a round of applause. Good vision, just couldn't execute the pass. And just the 6th turnover against Crvena Zvezda. Slukas trying to reduce the arrears. Got it!
Chance and hit nothing but net. Big shot, much needed for Olympiacos.
And Bogdanović was right there.
Bogdanović driving and gets it through.
Target there for Papa Nicolau from beyond the arc is 0 for 3 today, 31% for the season.
Obradović on the run again to the basket, goes to Udo. He's surrounded but gets a shot up against. But Fenerbahçe certainly has the momentum in this great 13,000 plus crowd. Obradović to Udo. He'll be going to the free throw line as he got Birch in the air.
They've only been able to get 2 shots up to the basket, and both of them by Nicolas. The other times they've been down the floor, they've turned it over.
I thought he had a great look at the basket. I was surprised that he missed it all.
Seemed to do what he wanted to do, everything but the shot. Ball goes inside to Udo. With good, if they give him the free throw, they give Ayon the tap in, it'll be the free throw for UE. 19 points, gets the lead. The difference down to 8 for his team. Kalinic inside over Doncic.
Scoring for Žalgiris, Leo Westerman from downtown. 37% three-point shooter for his career. And he finds the bottom of the net to begin proceedings for the visitors. They've got a 3-point lead. Inside to Udo. Udo left all alone just beneath the free throw line, rattles that one.
Lucas gets Dixon behind the 3-point line on that weave, swings it out wide, cross court to Tommy. There's Udo down low, nice spin move and one. Slovenian, really effective player at Gran Canaria last season, not quite lived up to expectations so far for FS, but if he gets back on song, that's a great addition in the paint, as is this guy here, Bobby Dixon.
Slukas. There's the cut down the baseline from...
The shot was drained. Terrific finish by Paulus Yankunas. And Žalgiris having a fantastic start here in Istanbul. They lead by 4. So to Tommy, down to the corner.
Well, this is what these fans arriving to this arena this evening wanted to see. Here's to Toma, getting towards the baseline over the top of Mitz.
Consecutive threes. What a start for Leo Westerman, averaging 12 points a game to this point in the season, and he already has 6. And this is rather perhaps unexpected given the respective 3-point accuracies of the 2 teams coming into this. The 3-point marksman of the home team, as Dixon gets his...
Come back the other way. Offensive rebound.
You can if you're Sergio Llull.
Absolutely amazing.
He drove to the basket in the first possession, missed from a couple of feet, but that time an impossible off-balance.
So inside the final minute then of this third quarter, Slukas down to the baseline, beautifully done.
Across to the corner, clears out a bit of space. Kalinic receives it short instead. Slukas looking to drive in to the far side. Bogdanović. Kalinic now stepping in off the perimeter to see from those pictures. A chance for Fenerbahçe to get within a point or maybe tie. Bogdanović to the foul line, hangs it up and then in off the glass. 3 of 3 from the field on his Bamberg Euroleague debut. Slukas. Back out to Peroantic, another one. Yes! Bamberg back within 4. They are clinging on to Fenerbahçe. Bogdanović got free. And Bamberg within 2. Here's Antic again. What a 4 minutes we've got in store now. Slukas. Out to Bogdanović for 3, another one for...
Again, it looked like Barcelona were going to pass up another shot, but Olsen eventually finds enough room to knock it down. Antic off the screen will take the 3. Doesn't hit for Barcelona. You could hear the groans in the crowd. Now, confidence will grow for Fenerbahçe because they can take their time here. They're in no rush. Slukas, oh, he's going to throw it high. Udo wide open.
Slukas, that's no good. Galatasaray just trading blows with Fenerbahçe at the moment. Slukas getting inside against Pleiss. Turns around, mid-range.
8 of 9 from two-point territory, and he has done an outstanding job on the boards. Couple of blocks as well, and he bailed his team out there. Bobby Dixon fakes the three, fires another three.
Hanger fumbles it, another turnover. Still 3 minutes into the game, man.
That's muttering to himself as Ahayan continues his hot streak. Datome can't pull the trigger. Slukas can.
Antic hands it back to Bogdanović. Across to Datome. Datome, catch and shoot. Another three. Vessel.
And of course, they're going to Eric Green as their go-to guy late in the possessions.
But you know what I like, that they ran through their offense for at least 15 seconds before the shot was taken.
Bogdanović out top for Fenerbahçe. To Antic, looking inside Vesely, but he goes cross-court to Datome. Shoots for three, on the mark.
So Bobby Dixon setting up things in the half court. This time it's Gal McKell guarding him. Gets his man in the air.
He got caught as a spectator right there watching the play. You cannot do that with Jeffrey Taylor, because Jeffrey Taylor's not a scorer, so he's going to look to create his points. And right there, he did that with an offensive rebound.
Nice pass from Dixon to Udo, and now out to Bogdanović.
To go. Good offense. Beating strong defense. Ante Tomic. You allow him to get that deep and that comfortable with a rhythmic dribble, and it's going to be pretty difficult to stop, even if you are the league's leading shot blocker, as Epe Udo is.
He's the reason why his team is still in this game. 5 out of 6 points Nicolaitis has put in the bucket for his team. Nice rub.
He is hot, no question about it. He started with good defense there, got going, and offensively now he's almost unstoppable with 12 points.
It'll be Bogdanović trying to end
from three. I need him to step out a little bit more. Make those big men play defense out on the perimeter, not so much in the lane.
Bogdanović now out there with 2 fouls as well. Not afraid to shoot, though.
Now the Turkish champions will just look to settle it down here with Bogdanović. The fans trying to pick their team up and raise the volume. The three, good play, time and time again. He did it with Panathinaikos, tonight's opposition, who've been blown away by their former boss and his free-firing team as Vesely rises.
The Udo effect down low. Udo didn't get his hand on that shot, but he sure affected it.
There's Tedo Antic, who got that rebound. Look at the ball move from Fenerbahçe. A little bit by Bobby Dixon, but he seemed hesitant.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit hesitant to take that shot from the corner. It was a great pass, too.
Nice.
Nicolaitis now just 1 of 7 from the field this evening. Slukas fired in, Kalinic.
Now it's their turn. They're going to get it happen. If they're going to make it back, the reason Fenerbahçe was able to take the lead was because of the defensive play.
Because it's not on the ball, it's everywhere else as well.
He just made 2 huge plays, Frank, that don't show up in the stats. And that's the difference of a team play. Oh, great play by
FS Istanbul player and say missed free throw, and that's been the story of the night for him. The Tommy cuts open, he misses a layup.
Makes the 6-point ball game. 2:39 left in the third quarter. Fenerbahçe was up 4 with about this time left in the first half, and Željko made an 8-0 run. Here's Bobby Dixon from deep.
By 2. Just a minute and change remaining in the first half. Slukas onto Datome, gets it back. Vesely battling on the perimeter, moves inside now. Slukas looking to find him with a high pass.
He's annoyed with himself because he can't hang on to the basketball. But when you shoot it like that, it doesn't matter. 17 each. Jan Vesely in the game for Fener. Oh, look away pass from Bogdanović.
Opening tip controlled by the home team. Kostas Slukas, the Greek against the Greeks. Listen to the noise in this arena for the first offense of the game. Kick to the corner. Datome, the three. Sets the rebound into the hands of his teammate. And Dixon can control the tempo again. There's Udo on the perimeter. Fires a pass in this time. Great.
Of this game day 16 match between Fenerbahçe and EA7 Milan underway. It is a desperately close affair, with the home side leading by 1 at half-time, having trailed by 1 at quarter-time. Led by as much as 7 at the end of that first half.
It's an advantage for Madrid. That's what we've seen here so far.
An 8-point lead now, the highest in the game. Bogdanović
Which is what we talked about earlier.
A 9-point lead now. This game getting away from Fenerbahçe. And it's been the lack of offensive production.
Intended for Thompson, who was open, broken up by Fenerbahçe. Good defense. Fener respond with Udo, Datome, Dixon, Slukas, and Bogdanović to start the second half. Ekpe, Udo, and James Nanali round out the starting 5 for Fenerbahçe, who have the first possession. Alley-oop!
Easier, it helps you draw the foul. Yep.
And it tied the game. Bogdanović,
who's having a terrific game. 8 rebounds now for Ekpe Udo. Ekpe Udo Ozoi was getting ready to
have a fight with him and not following him early, but needs to get a little bit of help once Birch gets that ball.
Birch drops it over. Bogdanović gets the lead down to 10. Slukas kicks to the corner. Datome.
There's the press defense from Kozer. Backing off on Dixon. Dixon over half court. As Fenerbahçe look to space the floor. Udo, top of the key again. Hands it off to Datome. Datome looking back to Udo. Lovely play.
Underneath the basket, you catch the ball. Obradović has to look to baby hook shot. Put in, I think that intimidating factor was there for a second. Good penetration.
Leo Westerman has hit 2 from downtown, and then on that athletic drive to the hoop gives Zalgiris a 1-point lead. Have a whistle away from the basket.
and Panathinaikos then, as the second quarter gets underway, will try to maintain that momentum now. Nunnally looks to get away from Rivers. Bobby Dixon takes on the...
Terrific performance so far from Parahovsky. 10 points in the game now. 5 rebounds, and 4 of them have come at the offensive end. Wonderful activity from Parahovsky, who's averaging 10 points a game as Sluka shakes off his defender.
The game was taken after 4 minutes of play. It was 15-18. Right now, after another 12 minutes, we stand at 36-32, so defense is a lot sharper. I agree with you.
Fenerbahçe on the attack, working with the big man out top. Dixon comes out to get the ball, goes back to Vesely. He gets in the lane against Printezis, makes a nice...
Obradović against Birch, but they just fumbled the ball. That's interesting to put Anthony Bennett, who has not scored a point there in Euroleague for Fenerbahçe, into the starting lineup in the second half.
He's trying from 3 for that one.
Times in practice. And Kuzmic comes up the better of the two there. Smooth neutralized the influence of Kuzmic. Kuzmic had to kick it out. Dixon across the midcourt stripe. Dixon, let's fly over.
Making no mistake. Galatasaray's lead is 14. Datome looking to reduce the deficit by... He remains perfect from the floor. 3 of 3 from 2-point territory. 2 of 2 from downtown. Vesely putting the ball on the floor again. This time, though, go down to the corner. Datome from downtown. Wow.
Aldemir not able to put it in the basket. Batuk out there hounding Dixon. That tone.
The deficit trimmed little by little and have a chance to win this ball game. Udo out top to Datome for 3.
There after receiving the ball.
Udo to Datome, open on the screen. Put it up to 7 for Real Madrid. It's very uncharacteristic of them. They only had 12 per game during the season. Datome gets a shot.
Nichols off the mark. They're just throwing up bricks right now. Slukas. Around the frame of Duveriolu, pulls it for the long two.
Recognition and wonderful touch. Blake Shield not having to break stride, and he moves to 14 points of the game. Perfect! So Slukas, guarded by Goulet. Vesely sets the screen, watch him roll to the bucket. It goes to Dixon, who's wide open.
The time ticking away for Barcelona. Lucas holding the ball, finds Vesely. Oh, the athletic
score for the home team that put them up by a double-digit margin. Honeycutt, let's see if his feet are moving any better coming out of that timeout. On the defensive end, Ulu. As Udo hangs around to set another screen. Paul did a terrific job to get underneath it and ensure that there was no contact. Mamatoglu offloads to Ulu. He's going to have to fight to beat the shot. Halfway stage of this third quarter. So Bobby Dixon to inbound. Shot clock's at 14. Terrific.
I don't know why you'd be putting ice on other than just to numb up. We're hoping it's not anything serious with the ribs.
Fenerbahçe inbound and gets it to Bogdanović.
Have only taken 2 free throws. Fenerbahçe able to get to the line for 15. There's Bogdanović.
But Lima was alert and managed to get a piece of it. 15 seconds on the shot clock as Tomei looks to inbound from the baseline. Finds Dixon, he's guarded by Pangos. Now Bogdanović, met by Lima. Antic for 3. B, an end-line possession for Fenerbahçe, and I have to admit I am baffled by that. But play continues. Nanali from 3-point territory for the foul. Udo goes up strong, able to, of course, but that didn't look good. So Bobby Dixon, guarded by Kino Colomb. Shot clock is at 10 after that inbound play. Kostas Lukas for 3.
That change of speed creates the shot, and the softest of touches converts it to 2 points. Tomei comes off the screen down, looking at the 3-point line. He pulls up for a jump shot. A rip. Out of bounds baseline. Fenerbahçe. James Nunnally on the drive. His lab's no good. Water for Baskonia. Fenerbahçe already on 4. Slukas to Tomei. Looking behind the 3-point line. Dumps into Udo. He pump fakes. Nikola Kalinic making the 3.
Packed house in the Ilker Sports Arena, sold out last week. And these fans enjoying this atmosphere as
on the bench during that third quarter as well. Their other leader did 21 minutes, but most of them in the first half. He's back out there now to be Bogdanović on the mark.
Nunnally comes away with nothing. Fenerbahçe will inbound from the end line. 11 seconds on the clock. Bogdanović for 3 off the catch.
Get the pass across the court to Kalinic.
Slukas will inbound for Fenerbahçe as they take another try on this possession. But Tomei to Bogdanović, finds some space, goes outside to Kalinic. Another 3-point try for him. And
then back after the last 3 weeks, 3 games. Italian challenged early on by Dixon, who so Dixon drives, Slukas, kick out, that rims.
Every minute he's in the game, he plays at 150%. He's fun to watch.
Slukas inside, gets loose, finishes it.
Career high 19 points against Zalgiris Kaunas last week with Bielitsa. No one at home again.
Bogdanović goes up strong. Love
the fit. Offensive fouls have been called. Very physical as well. Lots at stake, particularly for the home team. Dixon launches, Drake.
No, foul on Melly. D'Antoni comes off, matched up against Miller. Bobby Dixon controlling it. They'll get a switch outside. Nunnally.
Fenerbahçe brings back Bogdanović and Dixon right away for this final play. And they do get Bogdanović open.
Two teams have both managed the fouls well.
And that's how you see the low number of free throws. Still not too many free throws on both sides.
Now Datome spins away from...
Datome to Slukas, to Datome. And again.
Struggling to stay with him in terms of mobility. So first foul called on Harahovsky, first foul on Fenerbahçe. Bobby Dixon keeps it himself, into the lane, kicks out to Antic, fires from three, way off on that.
Second quarter, Panathinaikos with 4 fouls. Fenerbahçe is 1. Kalinic to Bogdanović. Looking inside for Udo, finds him open.
That's the shot.
Many players will do that with Epe Udo in the vicinity. Fenerbahçe, Bogdanović, three-pointer misses. Look at the challenge on the rebound. Kalinic takes the inbounds pass. He goes inside to Udo, sleight of hand, and for the dunk.
I was thinking it kind of maybe somewhere in the VIP lounge for too long, but they've been a little bit quiet here in the last couple minutes.
Kalinic on the wing gets it to Bogdanović, quickly double team. Draper in there to play some D. Go back to Kalinic off the front of the...
So he is going to have to spend a bit of time on the sideline. It's a Hyon who comes in to replace him. That's not exactly a downgrade. Kalinic, both at club and international level. What a tremendous CV he has, but there is nothing he can do at the moment now. That's going to...
Two coaches, they're both having to change things around a lot. Now Vesely up against Gabe.
Found the ball again, and Calzet takes a seat after that foul. To Thomas, and it goes to Vesely, who got it.
Doesn't get it though. 6 points for him already. Could it be 8 on the little hook? Doesn't go, and
but they have certainly kept their city rivals at bay. Bobby Dixon, long 2 from the inbound pass. Wouldn't go.
So Fenerbahçe to inbound. Antic, guarded by Motem, looking for Udo on the inside. Udo still trying to post up Kavaliauskas.
Toma will inbound from the baseline. I'm not sure who that foul has gone on. Here's Slukas. Back it goes to James Nunnally. Now to Toma, a quick turn and shot from the outside.
And when that is full and turns red, that will be 5 fouls for the quarter for the team for whom the graphic turns red. That's cost us.
Back of the screen. Dixon. Lovely little hook shots.
Headman doesn't fall off his head.
One of the very few headbanded players in the game, and he
we
wears it so high. He wears it so high.
Yeah.
It's Bobby Dixon with a more conventional headband.
Shooter. I think he could drill him. He's got to score.
Nikita Kurbanov comes back in the game, replacing Vitaly Fridzen. Nunnally on the run. Hands off.
Fenerbahçe tried to go at Justin Dolman, see if they can get him in foul trouble. Rice picks up Dixon. There is that battle there. Dixon comes off the screen, takes the quick 3.
13th season back with Zalgiris, and this is his second spell with the club. They're spending 1 season. Oh my goodness.
Fenerbahçe will inbound, non-shooting foul, so it's into the hands of Dixon. Now to Toma, across to Antic, and Dixon fires the
Turkish team. Slukas takes the ball out, inbounds it to Bobby Dixon. Fenerbahçe trying to execute offensively. Aggressive defense from Baskonia.
some 4.5 years ago. It was the home team that prevailed. So Fenerbahçe looking to close the gap. Kostas Lukas gets to the lane.
Hey, give me that foul. It's usually the offensive players asking for that. Nunnally to Bogdanović, to Dixon for three. Off the mark. Udo's there.
Here is Vesely. Dixon for three. Dixon. Lucas, so he's treading the tightrope. Dixon to Vesely. Antic for three. Oh!
Free throw shooter to the line. And with 43 seconds left, each team should get a possession. Overtime looms. Kalinich all by himself. Let's fly with the three. The shot's off the mark. And now
it's Fenerbahçe who will inbound. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Udo is playing with 4 fouls. Bogdanović, using his body, gets into the lane before stepping out and ran.
They don't want to stop the clock and put Fenerbahçe there on the free throw.
Bogdanović from deep.
Oh, this season with injury, not quite being back to his best since returning. Vesely out towards Bogdanović, off the mark with his.
Sometimes Red Star just called the nickname the Star. Bogdanović catches and shoots. What a thing! Three. It stays at whatever it was. So not much time to operate here. Over the top on the back screen. Slukas' runner got it.
Under 5 minutes to play. Still plenty of time for Gala, but they have to find a way to stop.
Did Bogdanović, but no continuation. So Bogdanović inbounds from the sideline. Vesely left all alone. Slukas just inside 3, and he. So the inbound. Fenerbahçe looking to take the lead. Bobby Dixon pulls up for 3. Drain.